Hi, I'm Mel, and welcome to Fujairah. In case you didn't know, Fujairah is one of the 7 emirates that makes up the United Arab Emirates and is the only one whose coastline lies on the Omani Gulf. An hour drive from Dubai, this enchanting emirate plays host to a spectacular mountain range and a traditional Arabian culture. If you think you know this part of the world, well, think again. So come with me and let's say hello to Fujairah. Think of the United Arab Emirates and immediately you imagine an impressive skyline, extravagance and luxury. Well, I think it's time to revisit that view and say hello to the home of Emirati culture and heritage, Fujairah. Faith is at the heart of Fujairah life, and this tiny emirate is home to one of the newest mosques in the UAE, as well as the oldest. These buildings are not only places for worship for Muslims, but also represent a major part of its culture. So this is one of the most beautiful mosques I ever seen, I have to say, and I feel really honored to be here because I know it's brand new and it's going to be open to the public as well soon. So what's the story of Sheikh Zayed Mosque?
The construction of the mosque at Emirates of Al Fujairah came as a kind of initiative of His Highness Sheikh Hamad bin Muhammad Al-Sharqi, Supreme Council member and ruler of Fujairah, to be the second large mosque in UAE after Sheikh Zayed Grand Mosque in Abu Dhabi, and to be a prominent landmark in Al Fujairah.
The Islamic prayer known as Salat sets the rhythm of the day for millions of people around the world. It is performed 5 times a day, and the call to prayer is echoed in the mountains from early mornings till late evenings. Whilst the new mosque is very impressive, for me, Fujairah is better represented by its more traditional and historical aspects. So I came to see Al Bidia Mosque, which is believed to be the oldest mosque in the UAE. By studying the coral in the building material, scientists have only recently dated the mosque construction at around the 16th century. Is the mosque still in service, so people can still come and pray?
Yes, this is for worship in the area. It's open all time until night. Some people more coming on weekends and Friday and Saturday. They come from more place and different area and different nationality. The unique of the architecture design of the mosque, 4 domes, basic on 1 column in middle. This is 4 domes have different design. They design taking from the Ottomanic design.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Khadija. I am a tour guide working here in Fujairah Museum. In Fujairah Museum, we have 4 sections. 2 for the archaeology and 2 for the heritage. Most what you are going to see in the archaeology section coming from different areas in Fujairah, same like Bidia, Diba, Masafi, and some of them belongs to the Stone Age until the AD age. This is a sample of Kitfa site. Kitfa site, it is the richest sites until now that we discovered. 70% what you are going to see here, it's come from this Kitfa site. They have an belief or thought like after death, they are going to have a new life, their new next life. So you have to take your things with you, and because you are going to reuse it again for the next life.
And you definitely need a bracelet in your next life.
Yes.
Okay. Ancient forts litter Fujairah and provide a stunning backdrop alongside the Al Hajar Mountains. Thankfully, Michelle was on hand to explain more about them. Michelle, so what's your story? How did you end up here in Fujairah?
I originally came to the Emirates back in 1993 as an undergraduate student from the University of Sydney in Australia. I first worked in Sharjah and Dubai and then eventually in Fujairah.
And doing what? Studying?
Oh, archaeology. So for a field season, excavation and survey.
And you stayed?
Yes, I liked it so much.
Right,
yeah.
And do you have family here?
Actually, my husband is Emirati and he's from Fujairah. This was his uncle's house.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, my mother-in-law was born in the house next door.
Wow.
Well, this place is a fortified courtyard house.
So it's not actually a fort?
No, it's not technically a fort.
Ah, okay.
It does have the tower, but it was built as a residence for a family, established by Sheikh Abdullah bin Hamdan al-Shaki in the early 1930s. He moved his family here and he built this large fortified courtyard house.
Michelle took me to Fujairah Fort, believed to be the oldest in the UAE, which for centuries was the only stone building along the coastline. So I noticed there are lots of forts here in Fujairah. So why is that? What was the purpose of the forts?
The forts form a local defensive system of architecture, defense, and strategically located throughout Fujairah along the coast and also in the inland routes.
When were they built, or who built them?
That's a good question. Everyone wants to know that.
Yeah.
Fujairah Fort was established around 1800, give or take a few years on either side. And we know this from historical accounts, historical records, from the Omani records, from British historical accounts, and local ethnographic sources also tell us that the ruler of the Shakian tribe based in Fujairah at the time was Sheikh Mohammed bin Matta. And he is mentioned in historical records around 1800, 1803. And so we have a fairly good timeline historically for the fort. We also have archaeological material, ceramics, porcelain, and again, which date roughly to the same time period.
And I also noticed there are lots of buildings built around it. What was that?
Some of the larger buildings, the fortified courtyard houses, were the homes of the sheikhs at the time. And the entire village was situated around Fujairah Fort. This is where everyone lived. The date palm gardens were close by. People worked in the gardens. There were fishermen on the coast. And also there was trade going on between the coastal settlements and those located in the mountains.
Show me the way and I'll follow you. But remind me where we're going in this heat.
We're in Wadi Al Hail still, and this is a site I surveyed a few years ago. I was looking for rock art, and I found some quite impressive petroglyphs. I had previously studied the rock art in Wadi Hail many years ago, and I recorded around 65 individual petroglyphs.
Oh wow, okay, quite a lot.
And since then I've found nearly 130 in this area.
Coming to Fujairah can be like stepping back in time. Like everywhere, this tiny emirate is slowly modernizing. But if you love ancient history, then a trip to the UAE is not complete without a visit to this amazing place. Thank you for joining me on Say Hello, and I'll see you next time.